Okay, great. We're going to get started. For the online assignment, take a look at Canvas and just click on Online Assignment when it becomes available. You can read the instructions for yourself, and if you're not familiar with Canvas, there are several ways that you can access documents, and what I've done was create a few links for you. So all you have to do is just click on the links available. And I have the Social Work 250 article that I first want you to take a look at. And there are a number of statistics that I want you to look at. When you open the actual assignment right here at 3A, it'll ask you for two of those facts, and you'll just enter those. I believe it's 1A and B, or either 1A and B. Okay, so the first two questions on the assignment. All right, and the next one, this link is just a little background about this organization that collects statistics on child welfare, children who are abused and neglected nationally. And so I think that's pretty interesting, and it gives you an idea of the prevalence of child abuse. So take a look at that for yourselves. And let me just go ahead and click on it just so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. And your computers might not be as slow. Okay, so these are some other files that I have. I'll minimize that. Okay, and so here are some facts about child abuse and neglect that I want you to take a look at. And here is some background about the CAC. Okay. All right, so I tried to save some time. So I'll actually insert this video right here, and you'll be able to click on that right after you view these two links. All right, so I'll open the last link there, and this is the assignment. Take a look at what is bolded, and I think in brown or burgundy. Just the instructions, just read the articles first. That's number one, so you can get familiar with the data. Answer these two questions. Then go right on down to B and create a pie chart, nominal, and bar chart for the ordinal level variables for 1 through 7. And I'm referring to these variables, 1, 2, and on down to 7. What you'll do is look at these variables. For instance, gender of children. The two levels of that variable, or the two categories, are male and female. So there are 119,778 males in care or who were reported for maltreatment, and then 195,549 females, and then undisclosed 479. So what I expect you to do is there are a couple of programs that we could use to analyze data, but since we're looking at data that is already in existence, which is called secondary data, what we need to do is just in order to have our own graphs or to display it graphically, we can use either Excel or any statistical program, and the one that I like to use is SPSS. But this semester, I think for the last couple of years, myself and the other instructor who teaches the other section of 250 in the spring, we are trying to make this course a little bit more practical. And because the program SPSS is not available in many agencies, unless you're working in academia or at the university level, or research institution, then you may not have access to SPSS. It is very expensive. As a student, it's pretty much free to you. And I'll show you when we resume our in-class instruction on September 29th, what that looks like and how to access it, just in case you do want to go on to get your master's and possibly even a PhD or work where you're primary responsibilities and duties will be data analysis or research. So we'll have our hands on that this semester, but for now, again, in the interest of just being practical, I'm going to ask you to call up Excel, and what we're going to do is just insert the data here, males and female data. Okay, so what you'll need to do is just select that whole block there with the information, and you could also rewind this if this is a little bit too fast for you, or if you've never worked with Excel. You can name and save your data file, save it as, and whatever and wherever you want to save it. I'm not going to do that right now. So just paste your information. Your information there. And then you want to make sure that the cells catch. Sometimes it'll skip because it's not formatted to Excel. So I'm just going to make sure that I have that information correctly entered. And then I'll just cancel out this extra cell here. Okay, and I think this one is just fine. All right, undisclosed female. Okay, so the variable name is gender of children, and then we have the levels male and female, and then undisclosed. And you can open this up if you would like to see your full categories there. Select the information. You may have a different way of doing this. Every program is different. This is Word 10, I believe, Excel 10. And it looks a little bit different than the Word 7 that I had just a couple months ago. So what you'll need to do is go to Insert and basically just choose for this either a pie chart or a bar chart. Let's try that again. Okay, and so your charts are here, bar, and then your pie charts. And for nominal, like I said earlier this semester, you won't be penalized if you use a bar chart for nominal level or a pie chart for ordinal level. But to organize your data in the best way, I would recommend that you use the pie for nominal level. And then when the categories really matter, like when, in other words, when one category is either more or less than another, like none, some, a lot, it would be better to display that as a bar chart. So for now, you'll have this, and you can enter your name here. If you have a better way of doing that, you can certainly go for it. For the title, I just simply, okay, it's not going to work this time. Let's try it. I'll just copy it. And then for the title, I'm going to make it paste. I'm determined to make it paste, so I'm not sure why it's not. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, so usually I just right click and then paste the title there. Let's see what the options are here. Okay, I'm not going to waste time with it. I'll just come back to it. All right, and so the next thing you would do, you can see that you have the pies pieces cut out for you nicely, and then you have your legend there. It's your prerogative how you want that data displayed. If you like to have percentages, or if you want to have the absolute values, you can certainly do that. So I'm going to go back and look for my data. Go to design. I think last program it was in data, but this is fine. Just go to design and then see what your preference is. If you like to have it this way, there are a number of options here that you can select. Okay. And okay, so I'll have this one. And whichever, again, if you want it in relative frequencies or if you want to use the absolute, the actual numbers, that's fine with me. Okay, and so that's all that I'm asking you to do, and I am bound and determined to get this title in here. So I'll say gender of children. All right, and so all that I'll ask you to do is just right click that chart and copy it, and then go to your assignment sheet and paste it in there for me. And if you like to minimize it a little bit, that's fine, as long as I can see the figures. Okay, so that'll work. And then as far as the summary, I'll just note that we can see that there are more females than males, and so I would just simply state that. And when you're doing this, think about what that means in terms of your services or for youth or families, or just what it means overall in practice. So there are more females than male reported for maltreatment in the U.S. Okay? And so give me an idea about that. And when we return to class, we'll just have a discussion about that. What does that mean? For instance, is there anything that could be done with training parents? Is it something about females that might pose more challenges for parents? Do female girl children need to be protected, or there are some other factors that need to go into talking to parents about protecting their female children, in addition to their male children. But those are just some things that you should be considering, instead of thinking, these are just numbers. These are linked to human beings. So I want you to have deep thought about that. Okay, so that's all that I'm asking for this, and of course save your assignment. With this, if you want to play around with the font, if you're adept at doing that in Word, you can certainly do that to make it fit. You can move your title around a little bit, and again, you can make it as large or as small as you like. All right, so that's all I'm asking you to do. If you have any questions, you can email me. I'll be at the computer or near, and I'll answer you tonight, but we need to make sure that we have a good response this semester, so that we can continue with the online instruction. Let me know how it goes. I don't think I have a place where you could like the video, but you can certainly send me a comment via email or post it on Canvas.